Hello and welcome to another edition of Mailbag. What is Mailbag? Well, Mailbag is a feature of the channel where you guys leave lots of comments on the channel and I attempt to answer those comments, or if I can't answer those comments, I throw it out to you guys who have more knowledge on some of this stuff than I do. So let's get into the first mailbag of this session. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. Next question comes from Yukada. And this one was in response to Yamaha SY-77 restoration video part 1 I did in November 2023. And Yukada writes, I think if I remember correctly, this is Ross, yeah. Hope all is well. Well, it's even better now I've moved into this space. But yes, things are going okay at the moment. I recently commented about getting a Yamaha TG77 and a Roland JV880, both for very reasonable prices and seem to be both in great condition. I hadn't had much meaningful time with the TG and I noticed some nasty clipping, distortion on the TG when it first arrived, but thought that might have just been the front panel headphone output. I was working on a soundtrack a few months back that called for some nostalgic 80s and 90s synths and used it for layering existing synths with no distortion or clipping. Worked like a dream, so I thought indeed it must have just been the headphone output. Finally, having some more free time, I explored the TG. It turns out this clipping or distortion issue, get mouth around it, unfortunately, it happens from all stereo pair outputs. When played at pedissimo velocity, it is fine. But beyond that, the unit distorts greatly, getting worse at higher velocities and worsens further when multiple knobs are held. Very slightly lessened when the EFF bypass button is engaged, but not by much. I guess I didn't catch this when recording the unit, as it was just being played via an external MIDI which was at very low velocities. I performed a hard factory reset, but to no avail. Didn't predict it would change anything though, hey ho. If I recall correctly, your SY-77 restoration project didn't involve issues like this. No, I'm not seeing any clipping. But I wondered if you have any ideas what could be cause of the common issues with these units. I suspect it's probably leaky caps or defective DAC. Interested and would be grateful if you have any sight, given your wealth of experience restoring synths from this era. Many thanks. Well, first of all, I don't have a TG77 model to perform a direct comparison, but I haven't experienced any distortion yet playing my Yamaha SY-77. So I can't draw a direct comparison between the experience you're having and the experience I've got. If you're getting distortion on the outputs, then I probably would be looking at the DAC circuitry for obviously signs of wear, capacitors and resistors. That would be my first suspect. Things like, has the resistor blown, capacitor not holding its capacitance to smooth out the frequencies, etc. So you're effectively getting clipping through the channel. It could be that you just need to recap the audio circuit, and again, one of the things I'd be always careful on recapping audio circuits is the capacitors and components on an audio circuit is what makes the sound. If you start mucking around and putting different, because sometimes you can't get hold of the capacitors for the right values or the resistors for the right values, you go, I just put one of these in, and you actually will change the sound, the characteristics of the synthesizer, maybe drastically, maybe not drastically. So it's always worth looking at that. But what I would say about this is it is not uncommon for an op-amp to misbehave. That's one of the things I would put here. And distortion is a funny thing, because you can solve it very quickly via a visual inspection. Looking for discoloured, distorted, things like, puddles of leaky capacitor material around the bottom of a cap. Those sort of things can be very quick giveaways. But other times it becomes more difficult. You have to start tracking things through with a scope just to see where in the signal path the distortion is coming in, and that can be a lot more involved to try and get from A to B. That's what I would say. So good luck, and let me know how you get on. Next one comes from Maroz21. Maroz writes, in response to Corga Oasis installing more memory and a new battery, a video I did in July 2018, I have an Oasis 76. There are 5 keys that are less intensity or attack than the others. How can I solve that problem? Do you have a social network to contact you? I'm Maru from Argentina. Anyway, the bottom line is, the reason I put this in is not so much to respond to Maru, because I have responded to him separately, is basically to answer the question: do I have a social network? Yes is the answer to that. You can find me on Instagram, The Music Tech Guy UK. You can find me on Facebook, The Music Tech Guy UK. You can find me on YouTube, because you're watching this, The Music Tech Guy UK. And to a lesser extent, you can find me on Twitter, The Music Tech Guy UK, and also on Tumblr, The Music Tech Guy UK. I think I also got presence on Pinterest, but I don't use it. I don't actually use Tumblr very much. I used to use it more when the integration worked from the integration platforms to Tumblr, but that all seems to be dropped. I think Instagram and Tumblr have obviously fallen out. So, if you do want to get in contact with me, you can get in contact with me in any of those ways. But also, if you go and look in the section of the channel that sort of has me saying, what's this channel all about? In that section there, and I think you have to expand it to find it, but you will find a button that allows you effectively to contact me via YouTube as well. So not only could you just leave a comment, but if you don't want to leave a comment and you want to contact me directly, then you can do it from that route as well. So there are many ways you can contact me through this medium. You just need to choose the right way that seems to suit you.